Walt Disney's Story of Dumbo. Let's see if we got a writer. I don't know who wrote it. All right, that's okay. It was spring, and the long circus train full of wonderful animals, clowns, and acrobats chugged merrily over the moonlit countryside. Pulling the train was Casey Jr., a sturdy locomotive. The animals' mothers were singing lullabies to their babies. Proudest of all was Miss Jumbo, for she had a brand new baby elephant. The old maid elephants in the next stall cooed over the cute baby. Suddenly, the little elephant sneezed. Achoo! What a surprise! His ears flapped out, and they were the largest ears ever seen on a baby elephant. He looks like a clown, laughed an elephant. Little Jumbo, snickered another. His name should be Little Dumbo. Little Dumbo was teary-eyed as he looked at his ears. It was true, they were big. But then his mother picked him up and gently rocked him to sleep in her trunk. The next morning, the train stopped at a small town. The animals and circus performers paraded down the main street. The crowd cheered the gay procession, but their cheers turned to laughter when they saw the little elephant with the big, big ears. When the parade was over, Miss Jumbo tried to soothe her sobbing baby, but rowdy boys came up and teased Dumbo. One boy even pulled on his ears. Look, he laughed, sailboat ears. Mrs. Jumbo was furious. She seized a bucket of water and splashed the boys from head to foot. The people around panicked. Oh, wild elephant! They shouted as they ran for the tent exits. The ringmaster arrived and ordered Miss Jumbo placed behind bars in a prison wagon. Dumbo had to remain outside the wagon alone. The next day, the ringmaster had Dumbo dressed as a clown. Thereafter, he was part of the clown act. He had to jump from the top of the blazing cardboard house into the fireman's net. The audience roared with laughter, but Dumbo felt disgraced. Timothy Mouse was the smallest animal with the circus. I don't like the way you're treating the little fella, he stated aloud. I'm gonna help him. Leave it to me, said Timothy. I'll get your mother out of prison wagon and make you a star of the show. Yes, sirs, the mouse added. You'll be flying high. Dumbo's ears flapped like great wings at the hopeful words. Timothy stared at the wing-like ears. Say, smiled Timothy, flying high isn't a bad idea. I'll teach you to fly. That night, out on the bare fields, and with Timothy as his teacher, Dumbo practiced his flying lessons. He ran, jumped, and flapped his ears, but he couldn't get off the ground. For his sleeping place, Timothy always curled up in the brim of Dumbo's hat. You'll be flying yet, he yawned. Dumbo smiled and drifted off into dreamland. In his dream, he was soaring through the air, flying as gracefully as a bird. In the morning, Timothy awakened, blinked, and looked at the 4 crows standing in a nearby limb. Where am I? Asked Timothy, rubbing his eyes. You're up in a tree, answered the 4 crows. It was true, Timothy and Dumbo were up in a tree. You and that elephant flew up here, cackled the crows. Dumbo was awake by then, and the thought that he really flew in his sleep was too much. He felt dizzy. Dumbo slipped and fell through the branches, crack, crunch, snap, splash. He and Timothy landed in a shallow pond beneath the tree. You'll be famous, sputtered the wet mouse. You can fly! But when Dumbo tried again, he found that he could not fly. One of the crows whispered to Timothy, He has to believe he can fly. He winked and handed Timothy a feather. Tell him if he holds this magic feather, he can fly. The trick worked. The moment Dumbo held the feather and flapped his ears, he soared into the air. Whee! Shouted Timothy. We'll keep this a surprise for your act this afternoon. The afternoon show was on, and the clown firemen were rushing to the blazing house as Dumbo jumped from the house. He lost his feather. Down, down, down he plunged. Timothy, riding in Dumbo's hat, shouted, You don't need the feather! It's not magic! You can fly! Dumbo flapped his ears, and to everyone's surprise, the little elephant swooped up into the air and flew up and down and around. The crowd filled the tent with cheers. Dumbo became famous. The circus was renamed Dumbo's Flying Circus, and his mother, released by the ringmaster, lived with Dumbo and Timothy in a very special and comfortable car at the end of the train. Dumbo.
Good night. I love you.